Hello, I'm DeDe, and in this session we'll do some seated exercises while sitting on a compliant or soft cushy surface. Sitting on a soft cushy surface means our body is more challenged to stabilize us and to balance us, especially when the arms, legs, and torso are in motion. And we'll also do some flexibility work toward the end. You'll need a sturdy armless chair and that cushy compliant surface that I was talking about. You can use a cushion like I'm using, not too tall, or you can use a folded blanket or a folded bath-sized towel or even a bath sheet-sized towel, which is a little bigger. Like I said, make sure it's not too tall. You can also do this without a compliant surface, just sitting in your chair. You'll also need some athletic shoes. You'll need some water for hydration, that's off to the side. You need a big circumference of space around your chair. And remember to only move at your own comfortable pace. All right, so let's come to a sitting position. Make sure if you're going to use it, your compliant or cushy surface is underneath you. Then you'll have a seat away from the back of the chair, sitting up tall, using the muscles of your torso to hold you upright. Ears, shoulders, hips in one line, and then legs, ankles, and feet also in a line. So just get a feel for this. It's a little more cushy than maybe you're used to, maybe a little more comfortable, which is kind of nice. Now let's do some toe taps, right, left. So especially since we're on a cushy surface, if you need to hold on to the chair to feel more comfortable, make sure you do that. It's always okay to do that. Now we'll lean to the side that's tapping. So now we have part of our base of support lifted up in the form of our toes, and then we're shifting above our center of gravity. So those are two ways that we're requiring more stability and balance. Nothing too big, nothing too extreme. We're also warming up the ankles, the shin area, the top of the foot, the toes, along with the core. Now let's go up on our tiptoes and down, tiptoes and down. And once again, you're holding on, or you have your hands in your lap. Bring your heels way up and bend across your toe joints, helping to limber the toes. Did you know that limber toes can lead to better mobility? Our toes play a huge role in balance and locomotion. So if our toes are stiff, then we tend to shuffle more than walk properly. We don't want that. So we got to keep our toes supple and limber. Now let's do this. Let's lean forward and then we're upright. Forward and we're upright. So the heels are up, heels are down. Starting to warm up our whole body here. Now we'll go back to the tapping of the toes, faster, right, left. And then we'll get a little side bend going here, just a little one, since it's faster. And then we'll move the arms forward and back, forward and back. So now we're challenging our balance and our stability even more because we're moving our arms now as well. Now tap, 2, 3, and hold. 1, 2, 3, hold. 1, 2, 3, hold. So we have to do that quick deceleration, and that trains the muscles a little differently, the continuous movement. I'm getting warmer. I hope you are too. Now back to the tiptoes, right and left this time. Right, and left, and right, and left. And we lean away from the lifting heel. Now, if you don't need to hold on, one hand, maybe both hands on the legs. Keep your back long and straight. And you can think about that as keeping your abdominals longer. If your abdominals are long, you're not collapsing down like this. If they're long, that usually means that your back is straighter and longer too. Now, if you're okay without hands on the legs, how about if we reach down just a little bit? Keep breathing now. Like you're bending down to pick something up, something that's not right on the floor, something that's a little bit off the floor, like maybe, I don't know, a trash can, your cat, your small dog. Maybe you have a magazine rack next to you, you're picking up a magazine. Now let's come back to the center, just the heels now, faster. Right, left, right, left. Right heel up, left heel up. Now can we get the arms going again? And then 1, 2, 3 and hold. Hold on 3 right there. Hold on 3 right there. So is that feeling okay for you? If it is, you can straighten your arms a bit. So the longer the lever, in this case, the straighter our elbow, the more effort. So in this case, the more effort through our core and our shoulders. Now come back to center. We're going to step out, right and left. Step out, step in, step out, step in. So behind the scenes, what's happening here, if you have this compliant surface underneath you, is that your body is calculating how much stability you need. And if you're used to sitting on a hard chair, like my chair is a hard chair, if you're used to sitting on that, then this is more stability. Your body has to produce it, more stability. But it's kind of going on behind the scenes. You're not actively calculating that, right? All right, thumbs up, little fingers on your legs. Now swivel your arm out, swivel in. So now we're no longer resting the hand on the leg. Can you turn your chest? Can you turn your head? That calls for more balance. How about a little longer with the arms, that longer lever? Now how about this? Both arms go, same time, same side, over and forward. You can keep looking forward at first, and then if you feel like your balance is okay here, then try looking in the direction that your hands are going. And remember, all of these are options. You can still hold on to the chair if you need to. Step out, step in. The knee is still bent, about 90 degrees. Now how about this? Up and over. Up and over. Elbows are bent here, a little bit bent. So how is your body temperature now? A little bit elevated compared to when we started? Can you look up toward your hands and then down? It's okay if you can't, but if you can, try to do it. 2 more. Now we come back to the center, hold on to the chair, heel digs, right and left, right and how is your compliant surface doing? Is it still centered? Is it still evenly underneath you? You want to stay safe, so make sure it's not all over to one side or crooked. Now let's try these heel digs a little faster. Right and left and opposite arm. One arm goes forward while one arm goes a little bit back. Try that. So a moment ago we were going side to side and we were twisting a little bit. And that's moving in what's called the transverse plane. That just means you're going in a rotational direction. Now we're going in what's called the sagittal plane. That's from the front to the back of the body. So think about all the things that take place in this plane, like walking, hiking, running, cycling, a lot of things. But we do things that don't take place in this plane too, like dancing, skating, sometimes hiking. You have to sidestep when you're hiking, right? And sometimes our everyday tasks, like you have to sidestep to get out of a close parking spot when you get out of your car. Sometimes you have to do some movements that aren't from the front to the back of the body. So that's why we train all the planes. Now hold on to the chair. We go heel, toe, heel, and pause. Heel, toe, heel, and pause, and then toe, heel, switch. Heel, toe, heel, and pause. Toe, heel, switch. You get the idea. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, switch. Now can we add both arms with it? Forward, in, forward, switch. If the arms confuse your legs too much, don't worry about the arms. Or you can do some different arms. How about bigger? Bigger. Remember, the bigger the movement, the more stabilization is called for. In this case, in our core, our hips, our shoulders. If this is too big for you, make it smaller. If you need to bend your elbows, that's okay. This is the last one. Now we do some heel lifts, up and down. Now this time we're going to resist with our hands. Push down, resist. Keep your chest lifted, resist. Breathe. So we're working our core here, but we're also working our arms, shoulders, and our calf muscles too. The more you resist, the more we're working the calves, the core, the arms and shoulders. Now turn your fingers in a little bit, feet flat on the floor. Now we inhale, we're straight and tall, and then we exhale and we hinge forward. Again. Shoulders relaxed. Now how about if we take the feet a little wider and we keep going. Now imagine you're going to pick something up with your right hand, exhale, pick it up. And then we switch hands, inhale, exhale, pick it up. Notice how we have one hand still on the leg. This is a good way to do it when you're doing this in the real world. When you're really bending down to pick something up, it's a good idea to have one hand on your leg to help stabilize you, to help support your back. One more now. All right, we come up and we move the feet a little wider and we inhale and then we exhale over, side bend. Switch sides, hand on the leg. Keep both hips heavy Can you feel your compliant surface, your cushy surface under your hips? I can feel my body shifting. I think what I'm sitting on is a feather pillow, so it compresses and it stays a little bit compressed, but it still feels very different from the firmness of my chair that I'm used to. All right, now we twist. So inhale. Exhale, look over your shoulder, and then switch. Now keep your legs stable and sturdy, so you can grab onto your leg, right? And give yourself a little bit more twist. Make sure you're exhaling. Two more twists, getting nice and limber through our spine, some of our trunk muscles and our torso. All right, come back to the center, hold the chair, we'll march. Right, left, right, left. Now normally we march more narrow, right? So this might feel different, unusual. Hopefully not too awkward. The width of your legs is kind of in the same trajectory as the corners of your chair. One reason why we don't want arms on the chair if possible. The arms would get in the way. Now if you're okay not holding on, then we do opposite arm. Now inherent in this wide stance march is a little side to side with the torso. Are you doing it even without my instructing you to do it? Even without thinking about it? Yeah, so if it's too much motion for you, then you can hold on. But otherwise, arms are moving. Eight more, 7, 4, 3. Now we march in, out, like this. In, out, out. Are you still sitting up tall? Try to sit up as tall as you can. Crown of the head, closer to the ceiling. Now we're going to tap and we'll lead with the other foot. So we tap left, and in, out, out with the left foot leading. You might feel your heart rate coming up a little bit here. 8 more now. 8, 7, 1 more. Now step in and stay here. Hold on to your elbows, hinge forward. Inhale up, exhale, hinge forward. So we're not quite coming all the way up, so we can hinge forward a little further. How about this? One or both hands slide down your shins. You're still supporting. You still have your hands on your legs. Now, can you get any more length out of your spine? Try for the maximum length. 1 more. All right, we're holding on to the chair once again, and we're sitting up tall. We extend and bend, extend and bend. Reach the sole of the foot out and away from you. How about if we add an opposite arm so we can still hold on if we want to with one hand? And if you don't need to hold on, then here we go. Up and out, in and down. So we have all kinds of our extremities moving around, don't we? Arms moving in different directions as they go through their range of motion. Leg is moving. Now to make this tougher, what could we do? Could we add a backward lean? Yes, we could. So it's even tougher. Put your hand on your abdomen for a second. When you lean back, can you feel right there the abdominal muscles switching on? We want that. all throughout this, we still have length through our spine. Now both feet down, let's keep the torso movement. Back, forward. So we're leaning back, but then when we come up, the forward is really just coming up to neutral, right? Just in line with your hips. One hand on the abdomen so we can feel what's happening. We can feel the abdominal muscles switch on. And if you don't need to hold on with the other hand, how about other hand across your chest? How about both arms crossed across the chest? Shoulders relaxed. Separate your feet a little bit. Now let's go all around, starting going to the right. Right, forward, left, and back. Hold it, keep breathing, reverse. And back, hold it, breathing, reverse. Sometimes when you're contracting your core muscles like this, hold it, reverse. The tendency is to hold the breath. And that's why I'm giving you that reminder. Now we're leaning back, hold it, keep breathing. Now we're going to twist one side, center, the other side. If you're sitting back too far, this is going to be uncomfortable. If your head is way, way, way back, maybe you're back too far. See how it feels. Would you be okay with fingers to temples on one side? How about the other side too, with your elbows wide open? Is that too much? Go back to hands across the chest, if so. Keep your feet on the floor, and remember, breathing. One more. All right, let's come in. Now we separate the feet a little wider than shoulders. Take the hands on the legs, shoulders down. Inhale, exhale, forward and twist. And then reverse. Forward and twist. That feels nice, doesn't it, after what we just did? A little bit of rotation of our back. Two more. And come back to the center now. Let's heel toe the feet in, and then we'll toe heel the feet back out again. Starting here, feet are even. Heel toe, heel toe, pause, and then toe, heel, pause, heel toe, pause, just about to the corners of the seat, toe, heel, pause, heel, pause, one more. Okay, next up, we're going to make sure that our compliant surface is still underneath us evenly and it's straight and it's not higher on one side than the other. Remember, you don't have to be using this compliant surface. All of these instructions for the compliant surface may not apply to you. But if you do have it, make sure it's even and straight. Now we're going to do some optional sit to stand. That means we're going from sitting to standing, and then from standing back down to sitting. Now, a couple things I want you to think about. You don't have to do this. You can simply make your hips lighter and then heavier. You don't have to rise all the way up. But if you're comfortable doing that, I want you to do it with me. If you need a chair or a wall or a countertop to steady yourself, that's what you'll do. So your feet are even and straight, about shoulder width distance apart. Make sure that your knees are pretty much over your ankles. Now, hands on your legs. You're going to tip forward with your torso. Tip, stand up, make sure your hips come a little bit forward, and then push your hips back, tip, and sit. Let's do it again. Tip, Stand, push with your hands, hips come a little bit forward, and then down. And again, your heels are heavy, and then maybe your toes are heavy as well. And then down. And we'll do it again. Can you keep your shoulders away from your ears? This is such a great exercise, and it's so simple. It is important that you're safe, so make sure if you need something to steady yourself when you come up, that you have that something right there. So right now we're strengthening our legs, our hips, our core, and we're also practicing something that's very functional. That means it applies to our everyday life, right? I mean, how many times a day do we stand up and then sit down? And we want to be able to do this independently and safely for as long as possible. This is one way to keep yourself strong. One more like this. Are you pressing your hips forward? All right, come down, stay down. Now, we can actually get rid of that compliant surface. So here's what I'd recommend. You turn a little bit diagonal, stand up, you have your hand on your leg, take it, just get rid of it. Toss it off to the side, and then we'll sit back down. All right, coming into our basic sitting position, and then we'll take our ankles and knees together. Cross your right ankle over your left ankle, or if you're able to, take your right ankle over your left knee. Try to allow this knee to drop downward while you're still sitting upward. And then no matter if your ankles are crossed or your ankles over your knee, either way, try to tip forward with your torso at least a little bit. Make sure you have a plumb line here with your left shin. That means your knee is over your ankle. Feel that wonderful stretch in the right hip. One of my favorite stretches right here. All right, and then we're up, and then we'll switch. Just mirror what you did on this first side, either here or here. Help your leg up if you need to. Hold it up here if you need to with your hands. And then encourage this knee to drop if you're up here with your ankle. Sitting up, tipping forward if you can. You're still breathing. Breathing continuously and in a relaxed way helps our connective tissue to feel more comfortable when it's stretching. It has to do with signals that we send to our nervous system. So be as calm and relaxed as you can with your breathing. All right, and we're coming up. Both feet down, about hip joint distance apart. Make a fist, and the little finger side of your fist goes here against your hips. Now draw the elbows back and watch. Don't let the shoulders come up. Press the shoulders down as you draw the elbows back. Stay here. Breathe deeply into the front of your body. So next time you find yourself slumped over like this because you're reading or typing or taking a nap, whatever, one of the first things you can do is this stretch. It feels so good, and it resets our posture. Can you see how that would be the case? It's a good one. All right, let's release that. Slide to the front edge of the chair. Move your feet forward. Straighten one leg out, and we'll come forward. Hands on the legs. Now watch. It's your right leg that's forward, so we'll drop the right shoulder down. up, and we'll switch. Left leg, tip forward, twist. And then we're coming back up, and we'll slide back in the chair. So how did you do? Did you notice how much more challenging it was to move and stabilize with our hips on the cushy surface if you did that? I hope you noticed that. So thanks for joining me, and until next time, be well.